All right. It says we are live. Hey, it says we are live.
We in
Say,
it now.
all right. Say, we are live. Raise your hands if you are alive. Hey, hey. You gonna make me drop this tea. You gonna make me drop this tea. Look at we ain't got no sense if y'all ain't learned that by now.
We ready. We
Raise your
ready.
hands if you are alive. Anyway,
I can't. I cannot.
oh,
I cannot.
cannot,
I
cannot.
cannot. I
What's up,
cannot.
QT fam? It's Tuesday. And you know what that means? It is time for the Queen's Takeover. We are your favorite Guilty Tuesday pleasure. Y'all looking with me today.
Hey, hey,
She
hey,
showed up for work.
hey,
What won't he
hey,
do it?
hey. We better. We better. We better. We came back. And she better. She better. Hey, hey, hey.
Cause we are alive. Oh my God, we have no sense. Thank y'all so much for joining us for today's podcast episode. We have a lot of phenomenal topics for you, but you know what? You know what? We got to hit y'all with the intro. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Sierra.
Excuse the drippage because I had a little smile.
Don't think we saw the drippage till you pointed it out. But thank you for explaining why you have libation on your shirt. What's
Sparkling
up,
water, nothing
King?
else. It's a
Your
new
baby
flavor.
daddy
It's
say
not sponsored, but it's a
yes.
wonderful flavor.
I'm gonna need you to stop that. It is sponsored. It is free. What are we
With the
doing?
drippage. I'm trying to block the drippage, but it's like can't block it.
She got libation on her clothes. It's all good.
It's
Hey,
all good, baby. We this thing. We this piece.
what's up, King and Queen? Thank y'all for joining. If you have not done so already, please share this. What's up, big brother? Missed you last week. What it do? He said I took care of her before. You know what? Mm-mm.
Who are you
And,
going?
and I'm single too. Look, and I'm single too. I don't want to know that. I don't want
I
to.
did
I
not.
don't want to talk about what I'm missing. Listen, thank y'all for joining us. Before we get into the topic, see, would you like to share with the people about your speaking engagements? Tell the people how you bless the people at the conference that you spoke at.
Oh, okay. That's your friend. And
Yeah, I would have
shoot.
done that. Score,
And
yeah,
shoot.
score.
This is my first speaking engagement. It was in Georgia. One of my fellow B group members, she put on her first annual Peacock Tea conference in Georgia, and it was awesome. I wanted to say phenomenal, but I'm gonna say phenomenal for our podcast. Uh, he said terrible lies, but it was phenomenal. It was so beautiful. The venue was so beautiful. It was like the garden. That's why I felt like I was in the garden of Eden. That's it, right? Yeah,
Okay,
it had that feel.
okay.
Um, and I was able to speak. It was basically a road trip. Oh Lord, God, that was a long road trip, but we survived. We survived. And I spoke about relationships, And I was on a panel and people were asking us questions. So it was relationships, um, purpose, vision, conversations like that, questions like that, self love, self care. And so people were able to ask me questions, and I gave my opinion or testimony or what have you. And I enjoyed it for the first time having something like that for me. I've never thought I would do anything like that ever. So it was breathtaking, and I thought I was gonna be like a ball of nerves, but God just like stepped in and just was like, just be, I got you. And he held me the whole way and he walked me through it. And I was able to really articulate, what's on my heart and what God has blessed me with over these years to share with other people to help them live through whatever trauma or situation they are in. So I really enjoyed myself, and y'all seen Carla before on our podcast. She went along with me, and she also spoke at the conference as well. So she was on the road with me, and we drove that way and completed that. So yeah, that was my first speaking engagement, I guess you would say. But I really enjoyed it.
You ready for the next one, aren't you? Get ready, get ready, get
You
ready.
and William.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. All righty. Well, while we're on a roll, how about you tell us what your word of the week or last couple of weeks since we haven't seen you, and what your great victory and or epic fail was with the lesson that you learned from it.
My victory for the week was that I completed a road trip for 10 days, 9 days, 10 days with Carla, and we survived it and had a wonderful time. And then I went to that conference where I spoke, but then I went to Transformations Church conference, and that was bonkers. It was 3 days, and it was, oh my God, it was life changing. It really was. We talked about dominion and stepping in our God given dominion that God has for us. So that was, God got me. He chose me. It was just, I got filled. So it was really awesome. So I want to say my word or words would be conquer and victory. Um, for those 2 weeks because I conquered something that I thought I would never do. And I left with victory to take on whatever God has for me. And I have a peace that I can't explain. Just yesterday, I was explaining how, like, I don't know what I'm going to be or where I'm going to be in the next 2 or 3 years, but I am so thankful for God's presence in my life and Him sending me beautiful people like Nikki and my friends who come on here, who love on the QT family and the QT family, who really have poured into me to allow me to do. God has allowed me to do certain things that I don't think I thought I would be able to do, and do it with so much peace, joy, and happiness.
Mm.
And that would be my victory. Epic fail is that when I came back, I got sick. And I even lost 10 pounds on the trip. How about that?
Well, all right then. Weight loss.
And came back and got sick. And I'm like, I did so good. Like, I took my vitamins. I was popping elderberry, vitamin C shots, like every day. Like I was on top of it. And then to come back home and get sick, I want to say it was food poisoning. And then, with that, plus my body was exhausted. I felt like I
Was
got hit
not
with a
resting.
truck.
Yeah.
I felt like I got hit by a truck. So it was like the wind was taken out of me. I was exhausted, and my fingers did not fail me last Tuesday because I was in the comments, amen.
You was
But my
lighting them up.
my voice and my energy was given like Nikki called me. She said, "Are you asleep?" I said, "I am wide awake," but my voice sounded
It
like I
was
was
given. I just woke up out of a deep slumber.
baby. I was wide awake, but
Yeah.
the energy, I had no energy. So the lesson God restores, and I was explaining to my husband, I was kind of upset because after having such a wonderful week of victory and conquering things, I felt like it was just swept under my, like the rug was swept under my feet when I
Yeah.
came back, and I felt like, dang, like, God, please make me, help me retain what I learned, because right now my brain is fried, my body
Yeah.
is fried. And
Yeah.
so I'm just so thankful that He is a restoring God, and He has restored my energy, my zeal for life again, and my zeal to conquer what He told me to conquer on this journey. So yeah, that is moi. What about you, Nikki? I missed you.
Can we say we proud of you? Like QT fam, can y'all join me in telling our queen we are so proud of her? We're proud of Carla as well.
Yeah.
Proud y'all survived, but proud that y'all went and y'all did that things like you traveled over state lines.
Several
Thelma and
things.
Louise, y'all, it was giving
Yes.
Thelma and Louise,
Yeah.
but you,
I
but you
never thought
also,
about it like that.
yeah, a little bit, but you also conquered
Yeah.
some things, and I'm so proud of you. I told you before you left, I was proud because I knew you were gonna kill it, but uh, let me put this up here because your baby daddy is all in the comments.
I love you.
Hey, mommy. Mama say we looking good. Okay. Thank you, mama.
She is right. This curl pattern. I don't know what it's doing,
She
but it's giving
said y'all. She
bohemian.
didn't say Nikki. She said y'all.
It's
But
giving bohemian.
it's giving tight curl. It's giving
It's
girl. It's giving wavy wavy. It's
I'm
giving
loving
wavy
it.
wavy.
I am.
My
Wait,
baby sister said, "Hey, C."
wait.
She said, "Go, lady. She's proud of you." Yeah, we
Thank
are so
you.
very proud of you, baby.
Thank you
So
so much.
more to come. And so now when we take our show live and we're on the stage, you'll be ready. Won't
I'll be ready.
won't he do
Won't he
it?
do it?
Okay.
Nerves where?
So my word for let me tell you about my victory first. So
Okay.
Wednesday, I taught the Bible lesson. I did it live through Facebook. It's on my page if you would like to see it. And the title God gave me was The Alabaster Effect. Y'all got to check that out. Y'all have to check that out. I'll be putting up some clips and stuff this week, but the whole entire lesson is on the page. So that will be my great victory. Let me tell you what else makes it a victory. Man, if I tell you I had a, a, a huge issue or fight, I should say, with somebody in my life, literally happened seconds before.
Before what?
But if I
Before the
tell you,
alabaster effect?
say it again, baby.
Before the alabaster effect or today?
No, it was Wednesday. It was right. It was right before, and it was a buildup. It was a buildup. So I kept fighting that thing because when the enemy is trying you, he don't care who he try you through.
No.
But it hit. It was horrible, and but I'm so glad that it happened because the way God moved and spoke through me through that word, I already knew it was going to be him, period, but I needed it to be him because, like, that literally happened seconds before the live. And I tell you what, God didn't need me, but I'm so glad he chose me because that was powerful. That's all I'm going to say. So that is my
Amen.
epic victory. I can't say that the fight was a fail, but I will say it was because the lesson came with it. And my word of the week. My word of the week. I have so many of them, and I've been trying to decide all day which one's going to win. I think I'm going to say recalibrate because I feel like you need that word too because it's something that
Mm-hmm.
you just said. Um,
Mm-hmm.
some of y'all know, I mentioned last week I've been on bed rest for over a week because I put a muscle in my back exercising, and so I had plans of stuff I needed to be doing. I need to be laying down nowhere. I had stuff to do, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you got to recalibrate when life, right?
Might feel like that.
So today was my first full workout back at the gym, going super slow, taking it very easy on very light weights. And it was a little bit painful, but it was bearable because I was having gym withdrawals. But I did it, and I'm so excited and very grateful to God and proud of myself. So that is it. We want to hear from you guys. What is your word of the week? One word that would describe what your past week has been like and what your great victory of the week was. And if you had an epic fail, as long as you had a lesson that went along with it, it wasn't that much of a fail. So in the
Amen.
comments so we can hear it.
Holla at us. Holla at us.
Ask them, have they shared yet, sis? If not, tell
Have
them
they?
no.
Have they shared? Because
No,
we need more people to roll in and roll through.
I'm just
Please
saying.
share it on your stories. Go
I
at the bottom and click share, and then you
yeah,
can share it on your page, on your
yes,
stories. Share it
yes,
on both, and anybody can click it later, or they can click in now and tap in and be a part of the conversation.
that part.
Please, please spread the word, spread the love. Tell a
Mm-mm-mm.
friend.
Okay, so we have one comment I'm gonna hit real quick, and then I'm gonna introduce the first topic. He said he's tired, boss. That's your epic fail. That's your word of the week. What we talking about?
Epic fail, epic tag. They say they tired.
That was your husband. Okay.
He tired.
All
He tired.
right, so y'all, y'all got to excuse me. I am so comfortable on this couch because I'm kind of hurting, so I'm sitting contorted. Listen, so Monique recently did an interview on a podcast called Bernie's Daughter, which is by Bernie Mac's daughter. I love the podcast.
Yeah.
And so her statement on, or her explanation of why she calls her husband Sydney daddy has gone viral. Now, if you know anything about the comedian Monique, you've heard her call Sydney daddy all the time. I think that's pretty much the name she calls him.
Mhm.
Um, she goes into this explanation of why she calls him that, which it was very interesting for me. I loved it. She explains that they've been best friends, like they've known each other since they were 14 and 15 years old, very, very young. And she said that her daddy pretty much stopped taking care of her about the age of 13. And so her and Sydney have been married for 17 years, but have been together pretty much their whole life. And when she came into money and she had to take care of everybody, there was nobody to tell her no, nobody to
Right.
pull her coat on stuff.
Mhm.
But Sydney did it. And
Mhm.
she says that she calls him daddy because he's raising her, not raised, but he is raising her. Now she goes into a much deep explanation of it. You guys have to check it out. The podcast again is called Bernie's Daughter. But I have to say her explanation made sense to me. Because at first I was like, he raised you, he's
What?
raising you. How
Raising?
same age? How he? But when she talks about him, and it's one thing I admire her for throughout the years. Anytime she's talking about her, oh, thank you, Queen. Her word is restoration. Come through,
Amen.
Ashley.
Amen.
What's up, King James? We
Hey,
miss
James.
you. We miss you. I can do it. Never would ask C to call me daddy. Oh, I can't do it. I want you to tell me why down in the comments. Why
Please.
you want her doing
Please.
it?
Please.
Yeah, inquiring minds want
Please.
to know. So
Please.
anytime he's talked about him, it's with so much reverence. It's
Right.
so much honor.
Yes.
I never needed an explanation before the interview. That's your man. You call him what you want.
Thank
And
you.
the way she's always talked about him, it just made sense. But when she described about how he's raised her, how he has poured so much into her, how he's able to um pull her to the side when she needs to be reined in and talk to about some things. I get it. I understand. That may not be my reasoning for calling my future husband daddy. But see, what were your thoughts? And we want to hear from you guys down in the comments. What are your thoughts about Monique saying she calls her husband daddy because he's raising her? And would you call your man daddy? And Kings, would you mind being called daddy? Go ahead, see.
So I need my husband to explain. I need him to explain in the comments.
Yeah, he ain't chimed in on that
He
yet.
tell me, he said,
We
he said, I just wanted you to notice. But
we
he ain't
waiting
tell me.
now.
I'm waiting. The fingers is going, but it's coming through.
It's
Okay.
coming. Go ahead, see.
I was like, if people. So when you flip it and you say, let me say this caveat: when a man says she raised me or she's raising me, it's a whole situation.
Hmm.
If it was flipped, right? The man says she's raising me is a whole situation. But the way that she explained why she called him that, it made sense to me. I was just like, okay, I get it. All right, bet. But at the same time, we take it's so in our culture Papa, Daddy, Zaddy, whatever you want to call it. You
Zeddy, hey Zeddy.
you want to be taken care of, right? And
Yeah.
so you use those terms of endearment, just like he might call you ma, mama,
Mm-hmm.
that type of thing, right? But
Right.
then when you think about how the roles have been, the word that those words are real words that's supposed to be used for your mother and your father, right? But when you think about it in a loving way, call him what you want. That's your business. That's your man. Do what you feel. It is what it is. But I also feel like we use those words because we want to be cared for, we want to be taken care of, and that's kind of how I see it. Now I'm gonna really flip you out. So I called my brother dad
Okay.
for a long time.
That's different.
I
Why?
know.
Why?
And the reason why I call my brother, shout out to my brother if he watches this, I love you, bro. Um,
We got a lot of comments too. So thank y'all for chiming in. Go ahead. For those
it's
that are just now coming,
cool.
first of all, welcome. Secondly, we're asking the question, what are your thoughts on Monique saying that she calls her husband daddy because she says he's raising her? Kings, are you okay with being called Zeddy? And
Zig,
Queens, are you okay with what you call your man Zeddy? Go ahead,
Zig.
see.
And so I used to call my brother dad or daddy because my father wasn't here. And
Mm,
so he did not help raise us, nor did we have a father figure that we looked up to. So to for me, my brother was the closest man that I knew that loved me and that if anything happened to me, he would care for me. And so when we were younger and he had a back surgery, I started calling him daddy
yeah,
out of nowhere.
yeah.
And also this is the other weird thing. I was like, well, as his sister, his older sister, I need to make sure he feels secure that he's gonna grow up and be a great man.
Mm,
And pour that word in him already, feed it to him because when he had his back surgery, I had never seen my brother hurt,
yeah,
injured, out, comatose, whatever you want to call it. So I was freaking out and I was like, oh my God, Dad, you're alive. And I was like, did I just call my brother Daddy? It happened just like that. And I was
yeah,
like, well, it fits. But then once he got married, that name went away. He is
yeah,
Brandon. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't call him daddy anymore because she calls him daddy. Uh-huh,
Right.
uh-huh. And so I gave it up. He is a man now. He has walked into that title very well. And so I don't call him that anymore. But for me, it's weird. It was for my comfort, but it was also to support him in being the man that I hope he would be in the future. So I just wanted to throw that little sauce in
Okay.
there. Yeah, kind
I
of weird.
love that you were pouring into your baby brother, pouring into him what you felt he was lacking, and almost giving him like a dress rehearsal. Look at you.
Right.
You know, you was a sister. I love that. Let me ask you this. We're coming to your comments real quick. My baby sister said she don't pronounce her as daddy. She say Diddy. Hey, and I've heard her. She calls my B-Law. I call my brother-in-law B-Law. She calls my B-Law Diddy. Yes, she
Indeed.
does. And he
Indeed.
answers to it too. When you first called your brother that, how old was he, and how did he react to you calling him daddy?
I want to say he was, Mama, help me out in the comments. I think he was 8,
Okay,
maybe 8, maybe,
Mama
maybe
Mark,
8.
chime in. About how old do you think?
I think
Do
he
you
was
think
like
he was?
maybe 8.
What
I
did
think he
your
was.
mama say? After you tell us how Brandon felt about it, what did your mama
I
say?
was let her pop in the comments. I don't even remember. Mama was like, "That's weird, but okay, whatever." She was with it, whatever,
Yeah.
And and when we would go like places, I'm like, "Dad, Dad."
I bet, I bet you people was looking at you like, okay. But he never told you, I don't like it. It's weird. I have a problem with it. Stop calling me that.
He didn't. Surprisingly, he was just like, "Okay, yeah." She called me Daddy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't. I wish he. I hope he comment. I hope he comes on, or he'll comment later on it. But I don't think he ever was like. But when he got married, I told him. I said, "I'm gonna have to stop calling you that." And he was like, I get it.
Oh,
I
he
get
likes it. He likes it. So here's your husband's answer to our question. He says it's confusing because when y'all have a child, they're both going to be calling you daddy. William, I can tell you it's not confusing. I promise you it's not. There are babies that call their father baby because they hear mama say it so much. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? There are a lot of, okay, so we say daddy or we say zaddy, right? But there are a lot of older women who call their husbands daddy and they
Yeah.
call their wife mama. None
Yeah.
of none of the kids are confused. You know that that's grandma, grandpa, mom, and daddy.
Yeah.
That's just the name for them. So I don't think it's gonna be like you think it is. But if it's weird for you, then you know it ain't gonna be sexy when she do it.
Let me say this. I knew my husband doesn't like that phrase because I tried to use it one day and he was like, no.
Turn off,
But
don't do it.
what I have started doing is calling him Pa. And he hasn't given me a bad eye because similar reason to my brother,
Mhm.
similar reason to my husband.
Ready.
I feel that he can care for me now in that way.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you done earned that name, boo.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I test look. I test him out, but he still don't look at you see his face.
I can only imagine what he doing over there.
But I want him to be able to feel confident enough to care for me and my family. So yeah, they're gonna call you daddy and I'm gonna call you pop.
Mm. One day you gonna call him that he gonna be like, I like it. So, sissy, it's a copyright type of thing. But as soon as I can get cleared on, because we're on several different platforms streaming live right now. What I can play on here, we might get what you call it on YouTube, might get flagged. What I
Oh,
can play on YouTube, we might get flagged and shut down here on StreamYard. I've seen it happen. I I was teaching on somebody's StreamYard live on Facebook. I kid you not.
whoa.
They played a song, whole live got shut down. Kid you not. So
Wow.
when I get all of the particulars, well, we won't be getting shut down. But I understand. I'm sorry. But you got my number. Sis, text me and I'll send it to you. For those
Hmm.
that don't have my number, you can inbox me and I will shoot you the link. Okay, so he says, I'm her beast and she is my beast. We both protect each other. Come on, beast and beast.
I love it. I love it.
And I know why he call it that.
Eh.
King James says, I don't have a problem with couples who like that. It makes sense, but I personally would rather be called baby. Okay.
Okay.
He don't want to be called Zed. He want to be called baby.
Okay.
I'm going to call you brother and King James.
And that's
Get
it.
this.
It's more of a respect for her husband as he has led and been in her life in moments she needed that male figure, not just love her, but more like he formed the woman she is today. That is a very deep way to look at it. Most women might say it as a nickname, but not to mean it that deep. I think it's a very nurturing term to use as my supporter, my protector, the man of my home.
I love that, Keisha. And that actually is part of my answer. I if I give you that name, then I know without doubt that you care about me and that you love me.
Yeah.
Depending on how I call it, then like we together.
Yeah.
That's a special term for me. Very,
Yeah.
very special. It's not just a term of endearment, it's like a comfort word, right? Um,
Hmm.
Now the worst thing you can do is give somebody something like that and then they prove you wrong.
Right.
They flip on you and turn on you, right? But
Yeah.
I can get why she calls him that. And if you know, when you all watch the interview, she goes so much more in depth. And I don't know if you watch all of it, see, but she gets to talking about her grandmother. How when
Mm.
she knew she had, like, her husband was it by what her grandmother said to her. Y'all gotta watch it. Y'all have to watch it. Like when
Mm.
when you get the elders' approval, woo, Child,
Whew.
baby, baby. I think pet names are okay. And if that's how she feels about him, then that's her choice. I personally wouldn't use daddy. Okay, do you have a name that you would use, Queen? Queen, Anne,
Ash.
what would you use? Go ahead and read this from your Madre.
My mom says my husband called me mama and would explain that it's because I take care of him. His mom had passed many years ago, so I get Monique's perspective too. Love you, mom.
And she says she thinks that Brandon was 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, we call my niece sister, so it's yeah, we do. So we call our older sisters young our older sister's youngest child. We call our sister's daughter sister. I
Ah.
don't know when we started calling her that or why, but everybody calls her sister. I don't
Hmm.
know, but we do. You know, our culture, we good for some good nicknames. That nickname gonna stay with you till you die. Hey, see, tell him he can be all y'all's deity. Go ahead, see, hit this.
Sounds too adolescent to me. My wife is a grown ass woman.
Well, all right. Well, we know he don't want to be called daddy,
All
but
right, Mr. Pleasant. But you okay with pie though?
okay, here's my sister now. So she says we call her that because she's the only girl. I never knew why we started calling Nisi. So her name is Denicia. We call her Nisi, but
Oh,
pretty much we call her sister, all of us. But yeah,
oh,
she is the only girl. Okay.
okay, okay.
Well, Queen, you won't be able to call him daddy.
It's okay.
He thinks that's just too adolescent. Ashley gave you a suggestion. Call him Bay. Uh,
Yeah, I do that too. I
so
call him
we didn't
babe.
get a lot of queens responding to what they call their king. That we had one. We had one king that's well, two of them that said they don't want that. The boys started. Okay, so y'all keep on hitting us down in the chat about that one. See,
Huh.
do you think you're gonna ever get him to change his mind?
Mm-mm.
Well, speaking of titles, this next one's yours. Go
It
ahead.
is. I was like, I love how I just slid on to the next topic.
Come
Yeah.
on, segue.
So talk about titles. One of the young ladies that I follow on Instagram, her tag name is Season Dialogue. Her name is Lisa Marie Lovett, and you probably seen her with a like a green background, and she's talking in the mic, and she's so lovely. She has a very smooth voice. But she made a point to say in one of her posts, um, like we're people give us titles or we take on titles that are given to us that not necessarily mean or are who we are, and we just never know that you're judging someone by the look of them, what they say. You never know what they've been through, but you've already put a title on that person, and once you figure out who they are, you're like, oh, you're really not that person. And so being really careful to put judgment or titles on people are so important. And so I wanted to pose this question to the group because I've been given several titles that did not fit me, but when I had time to really spend time with God, He showed me in ways that I did fit those titles in certain situations. And how did it make me feel? And I want to know how it make you guys feel. If you ever been given a title or someone prejudged you and you're like, how do you get that? Like, and I know as African Americans, we get a lot of titles that we do not ask for. And those we have to like continue to knock down. I feel like sometimes I'm like, I don't have to prove nothing to you. I'm a human being just like you are. But because we are coated in this wonderful chocolate, we have this persona to the world that we are the less than, that we are aggressive, that we are bossy, that we are all these other negative connotations, hood, ghetto, whatever you want to call it. And you're like, I'm just a human, just like you. I hurt and I bleed just like you. And so I just wanted to pose this question to you guys. So, what title has been put on you that you don't like, and why do you think it was given to you? You have any, Nikki?
I have a lot, but I want to hear yours because you said you've been given a lot that God
Yeah.
had to turn around and tell you, but that is you. So what would they be?
Bossy, arrogant, aggressive,
I can't see arrogant for you.
uh, condescending, judgmental.
Condescending.
Uh, mm, mm, um, yeah, those are the negative ones. Positive ones, I like all of them. Oh, dirty, lazy. Yeah,
Not
got
dirty.
those. Yeah, dirty. Because I'm a plus size girl. But then when you hug me, like, oh, you smell good. You surprised? Anywho, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But
I bust out in a sweat that quick. Oh, okay.
yeah, and I'm like lazy. I am the farthest person from being lazy. But okay, we can eat the same meal and I can gain, you will lose. But anywho, we different people. That's
Yeah.
beside the point. Um, but the ones that stood out to me, well, not stood out to me, but that God showed me, yeah, you are that person,
Mm-hmm.
is the assertiveness, bossy, and what's the word where I didn't say this one, where you think you know everything.
Oh.
Well, don't get mad. Don't get mad. I know why you get mad. Um, but those three, I was like, but I'm always here. I'm always helpful. I'm always da 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 da. If
Mm-hmm.
I have to put always or never in the front of a statement, think about it.
Mm.
And I had to think about that. I'm like, am I always? Why am I always? Why is it an always thing?
Yeah.
And so in my time with God, he had to show me certain aspects about myself
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't healthy for me. It was, I thought I was doing it out of kindness of my heart, but I actually was doing it out of my insecurities. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
doing it out of just trying to be there for that person or trying to give a suggestion or I do have a lot of knowledge in this brain, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to share all of it, not all the
Mm-hmm.
time, only when I'm asked. Or if God says, hey, go ahead and tell them about that thing because they need to go get some money or they need X, Y, and Z. But other than that, hush up.
Mm.
Be more observant than more responsive or reactive to the environment. And so that's why um, angry black woman, I got that one too,
Oh, wow.
and aggressive. And I was like, I'm not aggressive. I'm just assertive. But to each his own. Everyone has their own experience before they meet me, and then they meet me. They're like, oh, you a lot. That's another one. You a lot.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. You a
Yeah.
lot. What you mean I'm a lot? You just a lot. I ain't never met nobody like you. I'm a lot because you haven't met anyone like me. That's why I'm a lot.
Mom, a lot. Yeah.
That's why I'm a lot. But even that statement, God had to convict me on that statement. I've given you a lot. You are a lot, but for my glory.
Mm.
Remember that. And so it made me be more cautious to share all that I am with every
Mm-hmm.
person
Mm-hmm.
because every person cannot swallow all of me
Mm-hmm.
and take it all of me. So it
Mm-hmm.
made me more patient, more graceful, more understanding. I'm like judgmental, but I guess people who meet me can take on that judgment. Like I'm not trying to judge you. I'm just trying to help. Like forget all that. Let's just get to the core or the source. But take my hands off, sit back and relax. If you want my help, ask. If you need me, I'm here. I'm always here. So I've learned a lot, but some of the not lazy, not dirty, extra clean, like all those stuff. So it's like, what's condescending? I'm like, what? Me?
Wow. The condescending that got me on that one. I don't.
I was like, no, girl, she on a whole other level of misunderstanding, baby. You good?
Right.
You good? So yeah, but do I take on all the things that people say that I am? No. I can't. I can only take on what God tells me I am, and I have to learn that. It's a learning process to really try to block out all the titles or judgment that you get just because you're out here in front of the streets. You know what I mean? And the more I'm out here, and the more I'm being me, the more I'm going to get more judgment. And I'm just learning how to battle that horse of who I am versus who people expect me to be. So
Yeah.
sorry, that
QT
was a
fam,
quick
that was
question
good.
for
That
y'all.
was good. QT fam, please chime in. C is asking what title or uh uh
Judgment.
misinterpretation. I'm sorry. Go ahead, C. Go
You
ahead.
got it. You got it. You got it.
or
Okay.
misinterpretation of you has somebody called you or put on you that first of all that is not you. You don't wear that. You don't like it. And why do you think somebody gave that to you?
Yeah.
Um, Too independent and stubborn. I'll start with those two. You take somebody that's living with muscular dystrophy. I'm single. I do everything on my own. Just because you're here now doesn't mean it turns off. You understand what I'm saying? You put your pants on a certain way. You take a bath a certain way. You lotion up a certain way. You comb your hair a certain way. That stops because you get into a relationship or somebody walks into your house. No, that's a pattern. It's routine. That doesn't make me too independent. That just makes me have to get used to you and see that you're able and willing. Because
Right.
I'm never going to beg. I'm never going to beg you to do anything. And
Mhm.
if you're not going to do it, it's okay. I got it. I've been had it. I've been doing it. And that has been something that I've been given a lot. It's not me trying to tell you I don't need you for blank. It's just I didn't have you for it. And I've just been used to doing it. But feel free to step in. I'll get used to it eventually. But I hate that because it's never when somebody says somebody is independent, they never say it
In a
mean
positive
good by
way.
it's never
Right.
positive.
No.
Absolutely not. It's always negative.
Hmm.
Um, William says that he's been called a know-it-all and arrogant. I don't know where somebody calling you arrogant from. Wow, that's odd, but okay. The other one would be stubborn. Here's the thing with the stubborn word. Now, if I've always said yes to you, I was never stubborn then.
Right.
The moment I set up a boundary because I see you doing a whole lot. You're doing too much. You're a little bit leechy. You take more than you give. And I put up a boundary, or I don't allow you to hurt me. Or I don't allow you to just do what you want to do willy-nilly in my life. Now I'm stubborn. Because I stand on the boundary. I stand on doing what's best for me because I see what's best for me is not your priority. So now I'm stubborn. Um,
Mhm.
if I say I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do it. If that's stubborn, then give me the S on my chest for stubborn because I am.
Right.
But if we're not for our word, then what are we? And sometimes you have to stand on boundaries and you have to teach people how to treat you. Because as
Hmm.
long as you allow them to mistreat you, they're going to do it.
Hmm.
They're going to do it. And then the moment you say, you know what, I don't like this. From now on, now I become stubborn. So yeah, I don't like those two at all. Your brother made it. Hello, Brandon. I had a manager tell others that I was not reliable. Ooh, well,
You were
dang.
reliable.
Well, dang.
Well, that don't
All
make sense.
right. We were talking about you. Make sure you watch the replay. If
Yeah, we
you
were talking
didn't.
about you, bro.
Ashley says she was told she was rude and mean. Go ahead, see.
I was given the title Big Flame due to my aggressive behavior and attitude towards people and things. I carried the title for years until I actually heard God say, "No, man, no, ma. See, help me with that." Yeah. When she told me that, I was like, "Big Flame." Actually, I was like, "They called you big, and it stuck like Big Flame." No,
And
man.
it's stuck.
No, man. Try again.
Not big flame.
I would have rather boss or bossy, but big flame, come on, man. I was like, nah, that's not my friend.
That's crazy. Not big flame. What about the rest of y'all, QT fan? What's a title of misunderstanding about you that you feel people have? Um, you you know what? With okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
When people call people arrogant, a lot of the times it's somebody that's incredibly confident. They're just confident.
Yeah.
They're so confident they're not going to talk down about themselves and definitely not going to let you do it, but they're
Oh, period.
arrogant.
Oh, period.
I've seen real arrogant people. For William to be called that is so odd to me because I know somebody. I know some people that are very arrogant.
Yeah.
Incredibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both get that arrogance because our parents raised us to love our plus size bodies no matter what. And people think we're supposed to be in a corner eating bonbons all day crying because you don't like our fat. It is what it is. God raised us, our parents raised us to love ourselves, and we are who we are, you know? So it's just like, you think we're arrogant, we're just actually very confident because we were
That-
raised right.
Do you know? So I use the wheelchair, right?
Hmm.
I've heard this statement. You know how they'll tell a plus size woman, "You pretty for a fat girl," or
Right,
you you got a pretty face though.
right.
You look pretty to be in that chair. And so I start asking the question, what is somebody who uses a wheelchair supposed to look like?
Look like.
And I get stuff like, and you be wearing them heels. What am I supposed to wear? Slides? Flip flops. You want me in kitten heels? Your perception don't determine what I do. I'm gonna be sexy.
Period.
I'm gonna be sexy. I'm gonna have on my heels. I'm gonna have on whatever. That is just
Yes.
it's just a vehicle, but your perception is not gonna determine how I show up in this world. But
Completely.
yes, I'd be like, so how am I supposed to look? How somebody that you're supposed to look?
Yeah.
Am
How
I not
about you?
heels? What am I supposed to wear? They have no answer for that.
No.
They have no answer for that. What's up, Johnny? What's up, King? That's not so. You don't have to be confident because you're arrogant. You can be. Oh, wait a minute.
Ignorant.
Wait. I
Ignorant.
went fast. Yes, you can be ignorant. That part. What's up, J
Yeah.
Dub?
Yeah.
Let's see. Keisha says that she gets told that she looks intimidating and mean before people get to know me. They are blown away when they actually give me a chance. That part. How many amazing people, y'all, let's like for real have a heart check moment. How many amazing people do you think you yourself have passed over or missed out on the chance to get to know because you prejudged them? She got a nasty attitude. She probably thinks she cute. Like how we do. It's a quick judgment. It's a quick judgment, and you don't say nothing to them. You don't want to have interaction with them, and you probably have missed out on one of the best people you could have had in your life.
Hmm.
It's because you misjudged. You want to hit this one?
Yeah. Your perception don't determine what I do.
That
Drop the
part.
mic. Drop,
You
drop the
heard it.
mic and
You
walk off.
heard it.
Let's go to
You
bed.
heard it.
Let's go to
I
bed on
think.
that one.
And
And
the
the
absolute
absolute
worst.
worst. Cute.
Go ahead, see.
Oh yeah. And the absolute worst cute for a dark skinned one, skinny woman. That one is just low. It is. It's garbage. Just garbage. Just say you beautiful. Your melanin's popping. Just say
Thank you, John.
that.
That's
Hey.
that is crazy. Go ahead,
James
see.
James says let's start over. Hey, we're gonna start. Negatively. I still said it wrong. I was
Negatively.
negatively. Why couldn't I get it out?
I don't know.
Negatively.
I don't know.
I
'Cause
was called feminine because how I clean and the fact that I am not me- mechanical due to no male role model. As a big guy, I was often called dirty until I get hugged, and then I hear to be be a big man. You smell good, smell amazing.
James, when I hugged you and told you smell good, the word big never came out my mouth because that don't matter to me. And oh my God, who looking at people like that? You waste so much.
Everybody,
We waste too much
everybody,
energy. We waste too much
everybody.
energy worrying about the wrong thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm sorry, we do. We do. We waste too much energy thinking about the wrong thing. Go ahead, see.
yep. Like, does it hurt you that much? Oh my. Let's go, mommy. Let's go, mommy. She in this chat today. Hey,
That
hey.
part.
Mama say, prejudge. Sometimes people put labels on others that are generated out of their own insecurities. And she said what she said. Come get her. Come get her. Example. I had to repent about how I felt a lady in a study group who got on my nerves. Why? Because she contributed and asked many questions that were unnecessary to me. Although that was my perspective, God showed me that others had the same questions but didn't want to ask.
Mm.
Without that, as a previous teacher, I know no question is stupid or unnecessary. I may have been tiffed that I didn't contribute. Read the rest here. Contribute uh, more. Uh, Contribute more or perfectly enough to fill in the void or ask questions on behalf of others that wouldn't. Tough lesson for me. I get often that I'm considerate and tolerant of others, not always. And she ain't,
Mm.
but I love
Mm.
her. She ain't got to tell everybody. And that's no period. Johnny.
Johnny. Okay.
Aww.
Okay. And thank you for joining Johnny through here live. Um, you know something that I learned a long time ago? The thing that we are picking at other people about, it really has something to do with us on the inside. Like, so if we use your mama's example, when somebody get on your nerve like that for simply asking questions, you really do need to ask yourself, what is it about me that gets on my nerve? Because what was it taking away? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. And I'm not picking on you, Mama Martha. That
Yeah.
is literally something that we need to start checking ourselves about. And with these with this cancel culture and these keyboard ninjas that be just going off on people about stuff that ain't got. I'm gonna go back to Jada real quick. I'm just not that invested to be wanting this woman to die and just
No.
crazy stuff. You
No.
gotta ask yourself, what are you so unhappy about in your own life that
Yeah.
ain't you have that much time? Be
Right.
that you would wish that much calamity and death on somebody that ain't never done nothing to you.
Mhm.
We do too much. I'm sorry.
Way too much.
We do
Way too much.
too much. We didn't. Anyway, we're gonna hit these last ones. We're going to the next one. Not my kid, time and energy wasted. You want to hit this one, boo?
Their facial expression may say, I'm mean, leave me alone, but deep down inside, they want you to talk to them because they're tender and hot, but just hot and broken. Oh,
You better throw the mic down, sir.
yes,
That's
sir.
it right there.
Their facial expression may say one thing that they're mean, but deep down inside, they're a kitty. Yeah.
That part. Teddy bears. I've been told I'm impatient, and then my title, being a man or a minister, is thrown in my face. But if there's emotional damage there, there's not a lot you can do or say. So I seek God on how to handle his child. Mm. And your mama said, Amen. All right, brother. Brother said, I said what I said, and I'm going to go to the Lord about it. Ooh, child, that was a good one. Thank y'all so much for chiming in. Listen, people, our next topic. All righty, so this woman went to have her lashes done, or did, if you're from the country. And she had to pay a deposit. The total for the service was $130. And fellas, if you didn't know, sometimes when you're going to have certain things done, they do want half down or $75 down or whatever. She gets there and her lash tech is 20 minutes late. 20 minutes late. So the woman says, since you were late, because if the customers are late, we get charged for it. Since you were late, are you going to give me some of my feedback? She's like, no, I just don't have to service you. She was like, no, but like you were late and it's $130 for this service. And the lash tech not only was recording this as if she had, like she was in the right, but she said, well, you can leave, like, but I don't have to service you. Was no apology. There
None.
was no recompense to her because I'm
Mm.
running late. So the woman says, well, can I get my deposit back? She said no. So she loses her deposit. She doesn't get her lashes done, and her nail tech is 20 minutes late. See, what are your thoughts on that? And QT fam, whatever happened to good customer service?
Customer service is out the window because of technology and social media. Customer service don't exist no more. It really doesn't. And people feel entitled because they provide a service that you need my service. So therefore, if I'm late, you still get the service. Who cares if I'm late? But if you late, you know what I mean? Um, So yeah, it irritated me to even watch the video. I only watched it like 2 times to really hear what she said, and I cut it off because it irritated me. How dare you record your customer who was not happy with your service because you were late and then post it? Like, are you serious? Like, come on, girl. And I hope she's like, I don't know if she's gonna sue her or not, but I hope she go get her money because I'm like, you didn't provide me my service, so run me my money back because you the one late. I wasn't late. So it really sucks. And then on the other side of it, someone providing you service and you always 30 minutes late, it hurts it hurts the business, especially if you are someone like a nail tech or a lash tech or whatever, and this is your job. This is your money maker. So it sucks. It really does. And I would really educate these youngsters on customer service. Nobody got to go and get your service. No one owes you anything. So be thankful and appreciative. I mean, she could have given her, hey, next time I'll cut your cost in half or something, but she didn't give her anything and then recorded her. It was just so disrespectful.
It was the recording. I was trying to understand your your recording of this was for what? Because it just shows how bad you are in business.
Hmm.
This woman wasn't going off. The woman wasn't cussing her out. She was visibly upset, but she wasn't like being belligerent.
She wasn't.
You don't know what that 20 minutes was taking from her. She may
Hmm.
have had to be somewhere in exactly whatever time that appointment should have ended, but you're running late. She paid a deposit and has to pay you $130. I don't know
Hmm.
why you paying that much for your lashes, but $130. And your tech is late and unapologetic. There was no remorse. There was no, I'll give you 20% off since I was 20 minutes late. There was no half. I mean, it was the arrogance of it. What happened
Uh-huh.
to customer service, y'all? What happened to, we know the customer's not always right, but that was the theme, that the customer is always right.
Right.
In this situation, we're gonna talk about arrogance. The nail tech was incredibly arrogant. And to answer your question, brother, I don't know if she was the owner. A lot of people own their own shops
On
now.
shops, yeah.
I
It
have
looked like
no
she was in
idea.
her own like cubicle room. So she probably had her own like that was her spot where she
Yeah,
did those lashes. So yeah.
yeah. So I don't know, but I mean, I would be all on Yelp. I would be making videos all on my social media. And I'm gonna be honest, I've had hairdressers even at the shop, not just the ones that come to your home, but I've had hairdressers at the shop that were late. I've had some that will leave me in the chair, go pick their child up from school. Doing it at somebody's house. I'd have somebody go and cook. They went cook dinner for
Full
they.
meal, full meal.
They left me to go run to the daycare to go get the. I mean, but people want they pay. People want their money though. People want their money. Did you guys see the I think it was an African hair braider that cut that woman's hair out because the woman didn't have the money to pay her? Y'all, okay. C and I was just talking about this. People don't feel they don't need wait a minute.
Us as customers. People
People,
don't feel they don't need
oh,
us.
they feel like they don't need us customers.
Hmm.
I mean, you can feel that way, but that's what happens. I mean, but when that happens, something happens called going out of business. You have no customers, you have no business.
Period. She definitely should have gotten, yeah, something back. I've been in a situation before and they took it off my fee, but also communicated with me.
There you go. There you go.
The places with the most customer service, I mean, the worst customer service in our area has always closed down after less than a year.
Word of mouth can get you shut down too.
Quickly. Also had the reverse happen when trying to get my daughter nails done. She told me one time in a text at first, and I accepted. Then she booked over my time and didn't want me to give me a deposit back.
That's crazy. That is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Honestly, we as people treat each other the worst when it comes to customer service. I mean, no disrespect. I'm treated much better than Caucasian businesses. So, Well, here come the answer to your question. These were no,
Yeah,
they were us. They were of the melanin persuasion.
of course.
And so the woman tells her, and this is why I go to them because of this. So down in the comments, a couple of people were like, "No, don't stop going to us. Just stop going to places like that." You want to hit your
Mhm.
brothers?
That's an awesome point. I never thought about, and that's horrible. I believe that once people like that give a rotating clientele, they feel they are above great
Hmm.
customer service. I love my Nigerian peeps, but this is an issue when it comes to having someone sewing Nigerian wear or doing women's hair, which is really sad. And it's true. It's true. We learn the trade and we learn what we're supposed to do, but once you become a regular, you don't get that good customer service. And I think as people on this podcast, if you repost this, we should all, when we have a business, I don't care if you've been with a person for 20, 30 years, please continue having that good customer service with your business because it matters. You see on the other end of being a consumer how it affects you. So make sure you go give good customer service to the people that you serve. And if it's at a church, if you're ministering, if you're volunteering, make sure you give good customer service because it'll come back to you.
Are you girl? You sure right. Hey King, how you doing, sweetheart? um. So y'all know I sell cookies and banana puddings and gooey butter pumpkin cakes around this time of the year.
By the way, so when they go on
I cannot with you.
sale, the ooey booey gooey, I just we'll put his hand up. You can't see him, but he was just like, I'm just saying.
I
But he
cannot.
didn't get it. But okay, back to what you were saying.
Well, I had to push back my sales a couple of weeks because my back is
Your
healing.
back, your
My
back
back
was
is
back
healing.
in. I
But
mean, I can
but
come for
but
prep. You can come
I will be
prep.
getting all of my ingredients soon. So because I got calls and emails coming through. But the point I'm trying to make is because one of y'all made you and Brandon, I think, talked about the repeat customers. My loyal customers, like I have people, I don't care because I have to go up on the price every year because of the cost of the ingredients and shipping. They don't care. That okay, fine. Tell me woman, okay, you want me to send it to you? What? And I put extra in theirs because they are repeat customers.
Right.
Stand up to say you want to treat the people that keep bringing you repeat business better than
Right.
anybody.
Right.
They're bringing you because nobody has to keep coming back. I never take
No.
it for granted that people order my stuff. I never take it for granted ever because you
Right.
don't have to do that. You're
No.
blessing me. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So I go extra and I want to, do a little something extra, write something extra on it because nobody has to do it. I hate that
No.
the young lady feels a little bit entitled to where she don't have to, but I'm
Period.
together because word of mouth will get you. Up in DC, she would have gotten a good whooping
A good visit.
up there by the Maryland area. King says word of mouth is the best marketing platform. That part. And you don't want people talking about you. Ooh, you don't. Go ahead, see.
The cost for lashes is expensive due to the amount of time it takes. When it's individuals, you're looking at least 2 hours to be done correctly and not lose your primary lashes. So here, her time was valuable. Yes. So that means she got to be there extra longer than need be. And then what if she had an appointment after that? Like,
That's what I'm saying. What if she had to have somebody at the hospital by a certain time or pick her child up? You ain't going to
right.
get her minutes up.
Right. I've been in a situation where I didn't answer the phone quick enough and the business owner canceled the service. But it's okay for them to be late.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? You will get charged. You will get charged if you don't show up to appointments. Now, real talk, this needs to apply to doctors' offices because my God, your appointment can be at 11:30. You might get called maybe at 1 o'clock
Yeah. 1 o'clock. Hmm.
because they will overbook like a mug. And I asked one time, why do y'all do that? They do that in case someone cancels.
Hmm.
Okay, if ain't nobody canceling on a regular, can we stop this overbooking? Because my day does not need to be spent in the waiting area watching the news. She want to look like she Catwoman. That part left my nail tech after 20 years for her. Dang.
Yep.
Gave you bad customer service for 20 years, or it got bad and so you left?
It got bad and she left.
God, dog. Now, see, a 20-year customer, nah, I'll be begging you back. Look, forgive me. It was me. It was my fault.
Next, as a former manager at Taco Bell for 20 years and 6 months, I had black and white customers that would come and personally ask for me by name. People remember how you treat them, not what you teach them.
You
Yeah,
better come through.
most definitely.
You better come through.
I had to check a nurse during an appointment. She said because I was late, the doctor could only visit with me briefly. She has
A meeting.
a meeting afterwards. I told her I understood, but I wasn't late. They were late to call me for the waiting from the waiting area and to go verify it. Also, when they are late behind due to being off schedule, we, the patients, must just be patient and wait longer than necessary and still have visit cut short. That's not fair. She agreed. When doctor gets ready, they stand up and begin to. Uh-oh. Can you see the rest?
It stopped there.
Let me
There's more
scroll up.
in that thing, though.
She be typing. Um,
She
hold
is.
on. Let's see. She said that's not fair. When doctors gets ready, they stand up and begin to lead you out the office. I actually tell them, I see my time is up since you're since you're escorting me out.
God, dog.
Yeah, it's
Leave
bad.
Miss Martha alone. Ed said consistency is most vital when it comes to customer service. I've been to many restaurants, and the first time the service and the food was amazing, but the next time I went, it was okay and even um,
Horrible.
horrible, shaking my head. Oh my gosh, that is so true. Sierra, yo, did I tell you about the place you and I went to where we had that wonderful waitress?
Uh-huh.
Did I tell you about the horribleness the next time I went?
No.
Baby, we need to talk.
Oh God.
Oh, it was
Horrible?
see, oh,
Really?
Sarah.
Yes,
I have
sir.
pictures. I have pictures. Uh,
Really?
I have pictures, darling. Lastly, and I'm done. I have a fragrance. You ain't got to be done. I have a fragrance business. And Nikki Johnson knows firsthand that there are perks and extras that comes with the purchase. Let me tell you something. They are amazing with their fragrance and their oils. Amazing. Amazing. Customer service is, and I'm not saying that because y'all are my friends and I love you. Your customer service is amazing. Because if it wasn't, I would have skipped that comment. Wow. Wow, you are so right. Go ahead, baby.
It's the idea that people don't see or want to see entrepreneurship as a job. I've been told that's why I left 9 to 5, so my time isn't dictated. But I'm a customer. I'm buying your time.
Oh,
Ooh,
love that.
that
I'm a customer and I'm buying your time. I love that.
part has been. Another thing is why we have to do stuff to our own people. I doubt we would do this to. You're right. And you're right. And you're right, brother. You're so right. And that's the part that irritates me. It's like, go let's do better to one another. Let's just do
Let's
better to
do
one
better.
another.
Let's do
Let's do
better.
better to one another. And then say something like, oh my God, we don't want to be corrected. Like, say something.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice something, and I'll say, hey, come here. Or hey, I got a question,
Mm-hmm.
and just say maybe next time you might not want to be talking over there and drinking while you waitressing.
Mm-hmm.
Just say it.
Mm-mm.
Just say it.
Mm-mm.
They're like, oh, you saw me. My bad, sis. My bad. You good. I just want to make sure you know to keep your job
Mm-hmm.
because you already told me you got 2 and 3, 4, 5 kids at home.
That part. That
And
part.
you can't be doing that word, that you don't want to slip up. Or you got bad customer service. Hey, say something, because if we're not communicating to one another, we just be like, oh, here go another business. But we be so fast to call Taco Bell and the McDonald's and the Whataburger when they mess up our meals. Talk to your people. Let them
Let me
know what's
tell you
going
something
on.
else I do. And anybody that's on here that is going out to eat with me knows this is true. The same way I'm going to speak up if it's not right is the same way I'm going to sing your praises if it's amazing. I
Yeah.
want to talk to the cook. I want to talk to your supervising manager because they need to know how amazing they're making your business.
Right.
Because it's not, be honest, every restaurant you go to is not the bomb, and neither is the food, but the waiter and the waitress. The customer service can be so phenomenal. I'm gonna give you another chance because of her.
Right.
It's because of him. And you need to know that they're out here really like making your establishment amazing. So I encourage all of you, the same way we want to speak up, excuse me, when it's not right, speak up when it's good. Let the
Yeah.
people know that they have great people working for them, because that's probably the only thank you that they're going to get.
Right.
They probably get rung all shift long because the order wasn't right, the food was cold or whatever. Show them some love. Show them some love.
Yeah.
Let me hit these real quick, and we're gonna hit the next one.
Right.
Um, he says Brandon is self-hate. They don't think we can or will tip well. That's from Will. That is so true.
Mhm.
I've received some funky service because we were black. White people right next to me got great service. You messed up on your tip with that one.
Mhm.
As a out therapist, we're charging the cancellation fee at last minute. Also, no show fee. Why I try my best not to be late to my sessions. That part. Nikki, my sister, I said it was said I'm impatient, and you, my sister, wait for it. Now to my response, shut up, Ray. On customer service, many can occupy a position, but they can't fill it. Oh,
Ooh.
that's really good.
Outpatient.
Outpatient, okay, outpatient therapist, got you. We
Mhm.
look at each other like, what do you want when the upper class white enter the building? We are extremely polite and professional. Sad. Okay, Queen, sorry, I'm done. Stop apologizing.
No, but that comes from slavery. That comes from slavery. We
Mm,
want to make sure we look good in front of,
for the white people.
period, because we know we will get whatever they can give us, and it's like now we have to let that mentality, and I know it's like a PTSD thing because we've all been raised that way. Don't
Hmm.
you, don't you go out there embarrassing
Yeah,
me.
don't
Yeah,
you act them funny white folks.
exactly. That's it right there. So we have to understand that they just people just like we are, and we want to be appreciated. We want to be seen by one another, and so I think the more that we, as a people, each one of us really show that what we want to see, I think the better we'll be, especially connecting with people who are like minded and reminding people that are not. They have the mind of having good customer service, making sure you're taking care of your business, to
Mhm.
say, hey, this might help you out. You want some help? You want some help? Because this what you're doing is not going to get you far. And just being there and supporting one another. I think we're so easily offended, but it will help us to help one another. It really will, because ain't nobody coming here to help us.
That part.
They all want us to fail. All of us. All of them.
Brother, stop.
I cannot.
My brother ain't got no sense. Are you okay? You're asking, are you impatient? If that's the question, sometimes you are, my love. But I love you, King. Sometimes you are a little bit impatient. This example just showed it. No, sometimes you can be. Because I know what you want, and I know why you want it. And if I'm gonna be honest, I have. I'm not gonna speak for everybody. I've been impatient. Especially when you've been waiting on a particular thing for a long time. Um, and patience can always be turned into something that will work for your good. And if we're not careful, impatience can turn into something that won't be as good, because then you choosing and you picking wrongfully because you want it and you think that that's it. But okay, I answered your question. I love you. James said, profound truth. See, you speaking the truth. My sister says, I tip according to how my waiter waitress treats all of her guests, them versus me. Y'all coming through with these. What the hell? I'll call you later. Mother, you asked the question. You asked me. Yes, call me brother. I love you. I love you, King. You still
My
King.
my stepsister worked in hospitality in NOLA. She told me she hated working our festivals due to lack of tips. No matter how hard she worked, she never made any tips. Yeah.
Wow.
It sucks. It just
I hate that. I really do. Was it the festival people or was it our people? Just period. You know, because sometimes it's the people that you with. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's just the people themselves. I think we're tippers more than we're not tippers. If that makes sense. Okay, so see, we have three other topics. We're running short on time because these other topics have been so delicious and meaty. So I'm going to let you make the pick. Do you want to do the three beautiful things? The woman refusing to get out the car because she was at the Cheesecake Factory, or whatever you say? Yes.
conversation. We're gonna say that cheesecake one for next time. That cheesecake one is juicy because it has a video with it. That woo! Okay. You want to end on a good note?
You're choosing, darling.
Oh,
Which one?
I'm choosing. Oh, I'm choosing. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Three beautiful things. You say you don't want to do the cheesecake, and what have you said yes to that wasn't from God?
let's end on a good note. What are three of the most beautiful things about how God has made you? I asked this question because on the flip side, we talked about the titles and
They
the
want the
judgment.
cheesecake.
They want the cheesecake. They
They
want
want
the
the
cheesecake. What's
cheesecake.
the cheesecake? Let's do the cheesecake. Do it. Do it. Do it.
They
We'll talk
want
about that later.
the cheesecake.
All the good ooey stuff to, next time. Do the cheesecake. The people want
I tell
cheesecake.
you what, we're
Okay.
gonna do cheesecake, and you can do that last question as we go out. Niggas
Yeah.
still
All
answer
right.
that thing.
Bet. Bet.
Okay, y'all. This woman who, okay, let me take these off the screen. This woman was being taken out on her first date with a gentleman, and they pull up to the Cheesecake Factory. That girl turns on her phone, or she turns on the camera and starts recording because she and her feelings that, to quote her, as good as she looks, you taking her to a chain restaurant. You can't look as good as she looks, and you take her to a chain restaurant. I know the King's about to light these comments
Please
up.
light it up.
They about to light these comments up.
Please share it.
So she's talking to, I don't know if she on live or just talking to the camera, but she's like, he really is parking. He taking me to Cheesecake Factory. So he's like, what's the problem? I'm sorry, he gets out the car to open up the door. She wouldn't get out the car. That's what it was. So then he realizes she's recording this, and he's like, are you really? He's like, well, if you want to have a conversation about it, we can have a conversation about it. The conversation went as follows. I look too good to be taken to the Cheesecake Factory. She said, I look so good, I'd die if I walked up in there. She says, you're
First
supposed to
date.
be supporting me and taking care of me. And that wasn't going to cut it. It was a chain restaurant. She deserved better. He said, well, I have expectations too. I want a woman that's going to be supportive and punctual, because apparently she was late. When he went to her house to pick her up, she wasn't even ready. He says he basically wanted a woman that would be appreciative. And so they're sitting in the car having a discussion on why she won't get out. And he basically tells her, I tell you what, this is not what you want to eat anyway. I'm going to go ahead and take you home. And then she said, well, can we compromise? And he's like, no, you don't want to eat here anyway. I'm going to take you home. And he took her home. Fam, what are your thoughts? If you've seen it, then you know what we're talking about. Sierra, what are your thoughts on being too good to go to the Cheesecake Factory? Because you don't do chain restaurants. Mind you, this is the first date.
First date. First date. First date.
Mm-hmm.
First date.
Yeah, it's the first date.
I think she thought he was a punk. Like he was gonna be like, oh, well, let me find. She thought he was gonna do that. And he was like, and now, no, we're gonna take your butt. I was like, come on. I don't know if he's Hispanic or if he's
I think he may be Indian.
It
I don't know if he was, but she was a sister.
She was a sister.
And he was either Hispanic or Indian or something.
Indian or something like
But
that.
bro was like,
let's have this conversation. What I desire. I was like, let's go. Get a boy. She said she don't do chain restaurants. This is the problem with dating. I was just talking to somebody about this.
what I tell you, that the dating pool is a little pissy.
But look, just how you feel about the men as being sis poo, the women, I love my
Yeah.
queens.
Yes.
The women have club.
I
I
don't
can't
know.
even use the right words.
I don't know. I don't
What
know.
was I just saying? I don't know what I just said.
I don't know.
But you got these women who are so superficial that chain restaurant ain't good enough. Girl, be grateful he taking you somewhere and you was late.
You were
Get
late.
dressed.
You were late.
She said she was gonna be I look like this. And you saw her face. Her face was like she had egg on it at the end, like he really is back around to the
She
party.
said he
Really
really
back,
up.
really backing up.
He ready for to take me
Girl,
home.
he ain't no little punk.
Yeah.
Like just because he was like, and we're not. So you're going home. Ain't taking you nowhere else.
He's
Is there
like, you
a
don't want,
family?
she talking about, can we compromise? He's like, you don't want to eat here no way. No, we're not compromising.
No, because I'm not
There
taking
is,
you nowhere.
there's no compromise to that though, see?
Like for your first date though,
First
first date
date.
for me anyway should have been like coffee,
It
ice
could have been,
cream.
it
Like
could
when
have
he
been the
took you
park.
to
It could have been the
Cheesecake
park.
Factory, girl, bye.
It could have been a cup of coffee at the
Period. Period. Or bar. Like, but it's so like these high standards. Like, I understand knowing that you're a queen and that you embody this beautiful woman. You're beautiful. I get
yeah,
it. But you're doing too much, sis. Can you take it? Question. I
that
tell
part.
women this. First date, can you take him where he gonna take you? Because at this point, we equivalents. I don't care what nobody say. I love the gentleman. I love to be courted. I got it. I got it. I get it. I get it. But think about it, sis.
Crazy.
Oh,
Crystal say, Chris, I said the same thing. Now you finna be cute at the house, hungry in the mug. You can
period.
tell she was hungry.
She
She like,
was hungry.
compromise.
Oh, you saw
Yeah.
it.
So listen,
You
okay,
saw
let me
that?
take a sip. Hold on, I can't.
So yeah, let's do these comments here because they lit up in these comments.
Yeah, I'm putting them up on the screen. Here's the thing: he gets there to the Cheesecake Factory, and because they're pulling up, she automatically starts recording, which is why we know as much as we know.
Ooh,
He
yeah.
gets out and immediately runs to get her door. That's the first thing I
Yes.
noticed. I
He
was like,
went,
"Come through, gentlemen." Then he can't because she
and she
won't.
was
She
like,
and she said,
uh-uh,
Mm-mm. He's
uh-uh.
like, "What's up?" She lets the window down. This is his car. She lets the window down and she's like, "You not taking me in there." I said, the arrogance.
Arrogance.
This
That's
man, this
arrogance.
he didn't try to kidnap you. He didn't try to take you off somewhere. Somebody said in the comments it wasn't McDonald's. Listen, this man took you to on the first date. It's the first date. It is the first date.
What dude she dated?
I don't know.
And maybe she need to go to Dubai because I know Dubai they do it big. Maybe she need to go
Not
date somebody over there
the
at
world.
Dubai.
Not that
They do yeah. She
that
was
part.
dressed. Wait, she was dressed. What she say? She was dressed what?
She was dressed cute and hungry. This is unfortunate how too many black women have these unrealistic expectations, standards for dates. And even when it comes to their choice of a man, you want a six-figure brother who is 6'3", etc. Don't even consider his moral character and other aspects of a great man. You better preach.
Preach Eddie.
You better preach. I, and she come, I cannot go in there dressed like this. I was like, she acted like she got on formal wear. It
Girl
was
bye.
nothing but Cleveland and
Girl
a,
bye.
and a spaghetti strap. You act
Girl
like you
bye.
got on formal wear. I just cannot take
It was
her.
good. And so for the next day, make her have a say.
Ooh, not the sandwich, brother.
I love
Brother
it.
say it was peanut butter and jelly. Go
So
ahead. I'm gonna let you take a drink. Go ahead. Listen, there is a restaurant in northern Mississippi. My wife and I went on a date together. Had a week together. Is that a 5 or 3? Yeah, $5
Mhm.
worth of change. Oh, we shared one combo meal together and told God, "Thank you. You better come on." And we said, "Thank you, Lord." She ain't worth it. She
No.
must have said she ain't worth the sandwich. Not, go ahead, sis.
Nothing wrong with a chain restaurant for the first date. Why go all out and set expectations that can't be met all the time? Period.
Okay, now here's the question. How would y'all have felt if it was McDonald's? First date. Because we know we harping on first date, so let's keep it 100. How would y'all have felt if it was McDonald's? And why you thinking I'm a
I ain't gotta think about that.
go ahead.
No, you're not taking me to McDonald's. McDonald's. No. Now,
What you say?
if I know your situation, that's another conversation. If we've had several conversations and I know your situation and it's difficult, but you still want to spend time with me, no problem.
No
But
problem.
if we haven't had a conversation, I don't know your situation, and you take me to McDonald's, no, sir. You can cut. And I ain't look, I'm married. But you can answer for the single people because I'm married. But
I'm okay. So I had a guy for about 3 months, kept asking me out. Finally, I said, cool, let's go this Friday. He says, pick wherever you want to go. I'm always mindful of somebody's budget. So I said, where do you like to eat? Because that'll usually tell me what your budget is, right? He's like, no, no, no. Wherever you want to go, you pick it. I said, are you sure? So I was like, okay. I started saying, like, do you like seafood? Do you like that? He's like, oh, love all of it. So I said, I don't know. I feel like he ain't telling me the truth. So I said, well, how about Papa Do's? He
that's
was like, fine, that works for me. Everything in me said he have no idea what Papa Do's is. So I sent him a link to the website. What I said was check it out and see what you think you'd be interested in eating. Because I wanted him to see the prices. Please don't give me the Papa Do's and embarrass me. But I'm
period.
always taking my own change on a date anyway.
Period.
He went to the website. How about the next day? Mind you, it was sprinkling, not raining. It was sprinkling. He FaceTimes me, and I see these small little sprinkles on his window. You see, man, it's pouring down out here. We need to change and do it another day. I said, pouring down. It's dry as a bone on my side of town. He was like, you don't see all this rain? I said, I see sprinkles. I mean, we're talking like he took water and went, I see sprinkles. Bruh saw those prices and was like, yeah, we gonna be able to do Papa Do's. Saying all that to say, I'm gonna be mindful.
Yeah.
But if you know you ain't got it like that, don't tell nobody to pick where they want to go. Don't do that. Make suggestions. You like Applebee's. You want to go to Chef.
Chili's,
You know
like,
what I'm saying? Stay with that. We ain't got a big ball it if you can't do
yeah,
that. Don't do that.
TGIF,
Don't
like,
do that. Because
yeah.
I'm gonna have to pay for my part. Then we're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do. Because you said you got this.
Right.
Okay. But as far as McDonald's, I don't want to go to McDonald's on the first date. I don't go to McDonald's on a regular. I'm
I
hungry. Yes,
don't.
I'm going for some fries and one of their cones. That's
Yep,
it.
that's
No,
about
don't
it. Yeah.
give me no Mickey D's. You ain't put no work into it. That to me just says no work. That's all. Go ahead, sis.
Too many women say they want a man, even husband, but don't want to follow, submit to his leadership. I'm the king and you're the queen. You can't be my king, queen. Laughable.
You can't be my king queen.
He did the right thing. If she thinks a more expensive day would treat her better, it's her loss. He seemed like a very well-rounded guy. He wanted to know what the problem is, and honey, he solved it. I just saw a long list on Facebook that there's a list of places that are not on the expectations to be good enough for a date. The guys were saying, "Wow, y'all ladies don't want it to date."
Y'all, these comments are something else. No, ma'am, no McDonald's. Sorry, but I really don't eat there. That's for children. I'd rather go to the park or a movie. My thing is, it's just no effort. That's all that is. No lies were pouring down, Nikki Johnson. That part, Ed said, listen to Anthony Hamilton if there is a mental connection. Oh, I love that song too. If you're cool, I'm cool, or I will give you that TI
Yeah,
treat.
treatment.
Have whatever you like.
If
Like,
you
all right,
like.
listen, Edward. Okay, all right. Uh, let's see. My next date, I'm asking for a love offering. I will not. I'm asking for a love offering. So if the date doesn't work out, I wouldn't have wasted my time and money taken from the Tommy Nephew's prank call, not the love offering. Y'all, this has been such an amazing show. This has been so good. I cannot. As we leave out, I'm going to ask the question that C was asked. We want y'all to think about this until next week, and then we're going to jump into what we're saying no to and yes to. Name three of the most beautiful things about how God made you. What are three things that you appreciate about how God made you or your character, your personality? Y'all be thinking about that. That's going to be our first one that we start with on next week. With that being said, see, we're so glad that you are back with us.
Mhm.
I'm saying that like you was dead and came back. That's not how I mean it.
Well, I've been gone, so we haven't talked. We haven't had, yeah, we haven't conversed like we
That part.
usually do. Yeah,
That part.
yeah.
So we're gonna let you start it out, baby. QT fam, it's time for y'all to chime in. What this week are you saying no to, and what are you saying yes to? And we're gonna start with you, Queen.
I also wanted to say, people are asking that I'm married, would I go to McDonald's for a date? We don't eat McDonald's, so but equivalent, yes, I would. Yeah, yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yeah, it is what it
Okay.
is.
Brandon said, would you all accept a place that
The-
costs the same as McDonald's?
Yeah,
Okay. It's not the Mickey D's as much as it is, there's no thought in that. If you're trying to take me out on a date, I'd rather you cook me something at your house and you don't even know how to cook than you run me through McDonald's and we hit the whatever's on the dollar something menu. Where's the thought in that? Now, if we in the relationship, we've been dating for a minute and we like hungry and we like
yeah,
who got the best fries, McDonald's, here we come.
yeah,
You know, because I like the fries. But
yeah.
on the first date,
No,
where's the thought?
that was the key, y'all. The first day, it was the first day.
Yeah,
It
where's the
wasn't
thought
like,
in that?
yeah,
Yeah, you ain't.
got to
Now,
think
if
about
that's all your budget can afford, and you scraping that dollar, then you gave a whole bunch of thought and you doing your best. But baby, okay, go ahead, Seesaw.
it. So what I was saying no to, I think I'm still on this trying to get my time management better. So I'm saying no to, um I'm gonna say overbooking myself, putting too much on my plate, carrying too many things, um, stop the distractions, saying no to those things. But then I'm saying yes to managing my time better and finding ways to have a more better life work balance, but then
Mhm.
also ministry balance as well. Um, Whatever God has for me to do, because I need to make room for that. I'm so full with work and all of that, and I need to make more room for what God has for me. So I'm saying yes to managing my time better, and I will. Just trying to figure out what's the best way of doing it while I'm still having to work and have a full schedule and all that stuff. So I'm still working through it, but I will get there one day at a time.
I love all of that.
Yeah. What
Cute
about you?
fam, what y'all saying no to this week? What are you saying yes to this week? Um, Alrighty. No to distractions and yes to taking care of and prioritizing my business, not your business, her business. No to changing me for someone else's selfishness. Yes to just focusing on what's better for me. Well, Ashley, me and you in the same boat because I was going to say I am going to continue to say no to your choice of how you choose to show up for me and to me. I'm saying no to how you choose. Here's what I'm saying to how you choose. Some people choose to show up raggedy as heck, and you're supposed to be okay with it. And if that's how you want to show up for your life, I love you and I'm praying for you. But not showing up for me and to me like that, I'm going to always say no to that. I made too many allowances for that in my life. I'm not doing that no more. I am saying yes to standing on my boundaries, and I'm gonna leave it there. I'm saying yes to standing on my boundaries. I love you though, but I'm gonna stand on them. Folk that can't get out of their emotions and not talking their problems out, or if I'm in error, soft words turn away, wrath and anger. Yes to seeking the Most High God for His will. Amen.
Amen. Hey,
Hey, Angelia.
oh, I said it. Sorry.
No to procrastination and yes to my confidence. Come on, King. Y'all got some great ones. No to second guessing ideas. Yes to be yes to full-time brainstorming. Oh, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Everybody has some amazing responses. With that being said, my darling, I'm so glad to have you back. It was an
I'm glad
amazing
to be back.
show.
It was awesome. I enjoyed myself. I thank you, QT family, for just lighting up the comments in the chat. Y'all just fill me with joy and happiness. I was full day, but y'all just fill us up every time we come on here, and we thank y'all so much. Please continue to share the podcast on your social media, on any social media platform you have. So share the podcast so that we can continue to grow. Of course, use our hashtag, use our line, whatever you want to use, and tag us in it so we can repost what you share. So thank you so much, family and friends, and the QT family for coming in this week. Do not let your crown drop.
That,
Pick it up,
that,
put it on your head. Even if you got a crop, put it on your head. Put on
mm,
your head and walk boldly in who God called you to be. You are great. You are magnificent. You have worth. And we thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see y'all next week and have a wonderful week. Bye.
y'all, bye. I wish I could remember the song I started.